Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to SK1. Today I would like to share with you some of the recent progress in the propagation of epidemic and corruption. And we are going to use Minfield type game theory to explain why corruption is a virus. Okay, you understood. Corruption is a virus, and in this lecture we are going to explain you why and the reasons and how it propagates and how network effects is in the corruption. So a couple of years ago, we got the best paper award for our work, actually a couple of works on corruption propagation and epidemics, and we have been using already Minfield games and Minfield type games up to a certain level. So the idea is the following. We are not going to define what corruption is because there is no general consensus on that, because the laws from one country or another, the actions, the acts from one country or another are not at the same level. So what is considered as a corruption action in one point, at one point of the globe, might not be the same at another point of the globe. But generally speaking, people understand corruption, and they know what it means. So the idea is thus, we consider a network, a society, or multiple societies if you prefer, and they are interconnected. Typically what we see in our current world. So there is one network and another network, and those networks are interrelated, interconnections between them through, for example, social networks, through the physical network, and so on and so forth. Now, in this network, every single agent, every single person like you and I has their own connections, their own network, right? So, and then there is authority beyond that, depending on their physical presence or the network presence. There is an authority on that. So the authority is a decision maker, as well as those agents who are also decision makers. So what is the decision made by the authority? The authority make decisions about the rules, about the law, about the regulations, and about incentives and non-incentives. These are the other protection rules, security rules in the network. Now, the agent, each individual agent like you and I, each individual agent is going to look at, choose his friends, choose his connection, choose his network in order to optimize his own utility in the network. Well, of course, you don't want to be corrupted, but if you choose the people, if you work with the people who are corrupted in that society, that might influence your actions directly or indirectly. So there is an internal state for an agent, and that could be corrupted, let's say honest and dormant. There are multiple intermediary steps in between. So from honest to dishonest, there are multiple intermediary steps, let's say, in between. Now, this evolve over time. So an honest person who is connected to a network of fully dishonest people, of course, his actions, if it's not carefully done, his actions are influenced by the fully corrupted ones, and progressively the actions might be corrupted. And the person who is doing a lot of actions that are corrupted might be switching to a state, will be moving from honest to dormant to corrupted state, and so on and so forth. So that's the position for the agent. So if you put this together, there is a network effect into it. There is a risk of being infected by corrupted agents, there is a risk of propagating this through your own network and through other networks in a multi-hop way. So if you put all this together, you get a meaningful type games over a network. Risk awareness is there, and you get the corruption and corruption propagation model using meaningful type game theory. So corruption, the way it's propagated is similar as the way these viruses are propagating and affecting. Of course, a virus might appear and disappear in a very strange way that we still don't understand. But for corruption, you are not expecting that it disappear, but at some point, because it's endemic, at some point you want this certain proportion of honest people to be high in the society. So that's considered as a good thing, and then that might of course evolve, and then it's going to go up and down depending on the actions, the incentives decided by the authority, who might be optimizing that proportion of honest people in the society at any time, right? So putting all this together, you see that corruption again is a virus. You understood? Corruption is a virus. The way we fight virus, we should be using the same thing to fight corruption and corruption propagation. Controlling corruption propagation is as similar as fighting against virus propagation. So we should be using some of the techniques that we've been using to be as efficient as possible. Of course, there is no solution that says we could switch the society from 0 means fully corrupted to 1 that is fully honest. There is no such rule, and that strategy will be really interesting, because you just design the strategy and put it there, and then your society suddenly becomes completely honest, free of corruption. So the anti-corruption strategies cannot do that currently. So the idea is that you find a smooth transition, progressive transition that moves you from the society state in a certain structure to another intermediary state, so that people can progressively change their behavior by their own self. So this is through individual actions, but on top of it, there is an incentive. That's could be political incentive, right? Authority incentive. That if you are honest, that's going to be rewarding. And in general, in a society that is fully corrupted, corruption is more rewarding than being honest, and that's the big issue. That's why the transition is not happening. And in a society that is fully honest, of course, corruption is not rewarding, and it's on your own interest to be honest, and that's also another good thing. But the question is how to go there to such a society. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for watching, and see you soon on SK1. Bye.